¿Cuándo tiene el equipo caído más de los dos? ¿Cuántos son? ¿Tres? Específico que hay que
All righty. Okay. Are you good?
I'll be the one guy who moves up.
No problem. Are you ready, sir?
It's gonna be smaller.
All right. Good afternoon again, everybody. Give you another minute. You want to re-situate? Okay, good afternoon. My name is Captain Joseph Darris. Today I'll be introducing you again to our chief, Scott Smithy, who will go over some additional information about this investigation. I'll tell you, just remind you that when you take note of his name, it's spelled S-C-O-T, only one T in the first name, and S-M-I-T-H-E-E for the last name. Immediately following his comments, we will entertain some questions if you have any of those, and kind of see how things work out and go from there. Okay, so with that, Chief Smith.
I don't have a whole lot for you today as far as an update, but I did have a piece of information that I thought was important that we at least try to push out before the weekend. It came to my attention this afternoon that the coroner's office had released a cause and manner of death of the suspect in this case. And when they do that, it doesn't mean they have the whole report done. We don't have a lot of detail. They draw a conclusion. In their preliminary determination on the cause and manner of death is a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And I wanted to address that at least briefly. So when the shooting occurred and our officers ran to the area the shooting was occurred and they engaged this suspect, the suspect immediately changed his fire from the crowd towards the officers. And as they were engaging in gunfire, our officers did fire multiple rounds at the suspect. I do know that the suspect was hit multiple times by the rounds that our officers fired, which put him down. But it appears now with that ruling on the cause and manner of death that once he was down, that he was able to get a round off and he shot himself. And it sounds like that round was to the head. I don't think that really changes much of anything, but if somebody were to look at just the cause and manner, and then they might start asking a lot of questions, and I wanted to make sure that the information remained consistent, and we didn't get a different sort of a story going out over the weekend. The coroner's office will release a full report, which will include things like exactly where he was hit, how many times he was hit, all that data, but that usually takes quite a length of time before they release that. And then once that gets released, of course, that will become public and we'll be able to release that information to you all as well. So that was really the gist of the additional information that I wanted to put out before we went into the weekend. Anybody have any questions? Yeah.
Did the officer see the gunman turn and shoot himself in the head?
I don't know. I don't believe they did. I just don't know. He may have already been down on the ground when it occurred, but until we get the full report. Early indications to me is that they did not realize that had happened.
Chief, could you just clarify this? So was he down on the ground when he shot himself, or because I think he said once he was down, that the officers hit him multiple times, that took him down. But he may have already been down on the ground. Could you just square that for me?
Yeah. So again, I don't. I'm hesitant to say exactly at what point, but we do know that as he was being hit by the rounds being fired by our officers, that he initially went down to his knees and then down to the ground. But I don't have enough data to suggest at what point during that sequence of events this round from his rifle may have been fired. I just don't know.
Can you say approximately how many times he was struck by the gunfire from the officers? How many rounds they fired?
Yeah, I don't know how many rounds they fired yet. Obviously, it would be several. I'll wait till the FBI to come up with that. They'll be able to tell us exactly. And frankly, I don't know how many times the suspect was struck, other than I've gotten at least early reports that it was multiple times.
So a follow-up question to that. Yesterday you addressed whether any of the bullets fired by the officers had struck anybody, any bystanders. Does that still appear to be the case, that no bystanders were struck by these gunfire?
Yeah, so we currently have no evidence to suggest that bystanders were struck by the officer's gunfire.
Do we know how many officers were shooting at the gunman?
3. And those were the 3 officers' names I released yesterday.
Do you know where the officer shot the gunman? Where on his body?
I don't have enough data for that to answer that. That'll be part of that full coroner's report, so they'll be able to tell us exactly where and how many times.
That he used the AK-47 variant weapon to shoot himself?
That's my understanding.
In your mind, does this change anything about the officer, about the officer's actions? He's still, they've been hailed as heroes, still.
I'm glad you asked that question. In my mind, it changes nothing. You know, the officers still got there fast, they engaged him fast, they drew his fire, and they eliminated the threat. Whether he fired that final shot or not is, in my mind, changes nothing.
So what's next? What do you do with this information that we just learned about the coroner's report?
Well, I think now we go back to the waiting game until the scene gets processed, until the coroner finishes the rest of their report, until the investigation is completed. And once we get all of those things combined together, then we'll get a better understanding of all the details of the event that everybody wants to know.
Is there an update on the crime scene in terms of has it been reduced any today? Like yesterday it was reduced by 50%.
I have not even talked to the FBI today out there, so I don't know. I'm sorry. And for those of you just coming in, if you want, we'll do it for you again if you want.
I would very much appreciate that.
Yeah, just you can hang tight and then I'll do it again for you guys.
Does this information, does it help towards a motive?
No, I don't think it helps with any kind of a motive. No.
The suspect say anything to the officers when that exchange happened?
Not that I'm aware of.
But he clearly saw them coming and changed from firing at the crowd to firing at the officers.
He was very clearly firing at our officers,
And
yes.
to be clear, none of the officers were hit by the gunfire.
None of the officers were hit.
Were you surprised to learn that he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound rather than from the officer's fire?
Well, based on everything that we heard, is the preliminary stuff is such a chaotic scene. I think I was a little surprised, although this is not uncommon in these types of situations when somebody realizes, that they're not going to be able to do anymore. I think we've seen that happen in a number of other events around the country as well.
And
All
sorry,
right.
just to confirm, it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, correct?
That's what the coroner's office preliminary cause and manner of death is saying, yes. Yes. Okay. Well, I've got 2 or 3 of you that just came in, so do we want to just switch and I'll
Are you guys good? Just came in?
Yeah, very good. Yep.
It's okay with you? We'll just kind of take it from the top?
That
Make it work for you guys?
Could I get just one,
Yeah, you-
like 10 seconds?
no, don't rush.